All right, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Minetest gameplay of sorts. Yeah, and this is gonna be a cool video today, but it's 71.2 degrees in Chicago land area. Very nice, and yeah. So how's everybody doing in their part of the world? And it's always good to hear if everybody's doing good. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to show off a few things and announce that I finally got the new world, the modern world, and the medieval world working on 5.4.1, which is the latest version of Minetest. So yeah, so what we're going to do, and I got a lot of things working, and which I couldn't figure out. So over this weekend, I had spent about 8 hours just going through every mod that I could to find, what it didn't like, what it wasn't, why it was crashing the game. And it was basically like 4 or 5 mods. So I finally got this running, and it's the new campfire. I believe Nathan at Minetest Videos was the one that created this mod, but it's maintained now under Vanessa E. Yeah, it works now because I didn't catch the dependencies on this world, but it's working. Cool. And before I show, so I do notice that everything runs just a noticeably amount smoother. Notice how the lag, there's still lag there, but yeah, it's a lot better. The medieval world and the modern world. I'm running this on 5.4.1, and I tried a whole bunch of different mods. The mods that I could update have been updated, such as Mobs Redo. There was a problem with, and once I upgraded to the new version, everything was fine. What else was there? Oh, the map tools mod. Every time I use the admin pickaxe. So the admin pickaxe is a very cool. It will get rid of any kind of nodes that aren't it's meant for admins. No, really? That admin pickaxe will basically get rid of anything. It can be very, very dangerous. So even if something isn't yours, it'll get rid of. Yeah. Boy, I explained that real well. So on here, so far I haven't had a problem with any of the Misicons, any of the tube works, the pipe works, anything like that. I did, however, have a problem where the minute I changed mods, when I would hit that, and when I would hit the button and it would dispense, it was dispensing everything that was in there. And that was quite disturbing. So one of the things that was causing the worlds not to work properly was the item drops, because I like the way it picked up things. So how I rectified that, I'll throw a stick there. You notice it no longer comes near you. However, when you walk into it, it'll pick it up. So it's not the same. There was a mod called Item Tweaks that I was using that it would come back at you. There was a radius of blocks that it would like magnetically pick it up. So that changed, and that's fine. And there's still some lag, but you got to understand there's like 160 mods. We're going to do a video on changing the entire look of this house. I was looking at it yesterday. So there are a couple other things that nice flying. There's a couple other mods I want to check out. I started working on, nice dragon. There's a couple other areas I wanted to work out because I want to make this way more realistic. And there's those very realistic looking horsies. Yeah, so I'm going to show that in a second. I really am enjoying working on this area. And I still want, they're moving. All these are from the pets mod. Yeah. All these were over there earlier. So they seem to be migrating. I did find that there's a possibility, there's a cool mod from Nathan did a video on this recently, Terraform. And I was back through the Minetest forums, which is a great place to hang out. And there's a camera mod that the person was using, very similar to the camera mods that they use in Minecraft, where it'll circle around and, so if you're doing any kind of building, you could record yourself like a time lapse building. So I'm going to be playing with that and the actual Terraform mod to make things go that much smoother. This is really cool over here because if you notice from other videos, there used to be a huge island here. Like this whole area was a secluded, like gully or like a canyon. It's gone. Yeah, it is. Except for the camel. He's still here. So I want, before I embark on new builds, I'm having a lot of fun just going through older builds and renovating them. So it's also very nice not having all the lag. So on that being said, we're gonna switch away here. I'm trying to fly. I'm trying to get to the page of the question in the comment. So I'll fly that way. And there's a couple ideas. Skate to 99. It has a similar problem with unknown nodes showing up. So if you have a mod and you remove the mod, the what do you call it? The blocks will still be there. Now, this is kind of normal in that if you add a mod, and I'm going to demonstrate it. If you have a mod and you place a whole bunch of blocks, those are going to, they'll show up. But then if you remove the mod because you don't like it or it's doing some behavior that is no good, those blocks will turn into unknown nodes. The problem is the game can't automatically get rid of them, because let's say there was a problem loading, and this will come back to haunt you. Let's say there's a problem loading a certain mod. Well, if that mod doesn't load because of whatever, a dependency got damaged or another mod that you were using, it depends on it, those blocks will come back unknown. Now, if you fix the problem and reboot the game, if those blocks are removed and now the mod is working again, they're gone, and you're going to have to go back through there and redo it. So you can understand why you can't just automatically, have it filter unknown unknown objects. Now, the fish, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. They're all jumping out of the pool. So I'm going to have to get rid of all these fishies. And they're just swimming around. They're swimming around on land. I'm going to have to get rid of all these fishies and then reload them back into the lake. Or back into the pond here. So there is that. Everything else is working normally. Yeah. Everything else looks good. So I did stumble across, there was a mod that I used a long time ago called remove unknown, and I cannot find it on the forums. And one of the problems, it's a real cool mod, because if you can list in the Lua, in the file, you can list what nodes you want it to automatically remove when the game starts. So if I type RM20, this is going to remove any unknown mod or unknown block within a 20 block radius, and it'll say invalid command. Why did it say that? RM20. Huh. And now it won't. Now it's not going to work. It figures. RM. All right, I'm going to figure that out. But that's how I would get rid of a bunch of unknown blocks. I did happen upon another mod called Server Cleaner. And there's a couple other ones for people that don't want to use Server Cleaner, because Server Cleaner will automatically remove unknown mods, and both of them can be used to get rid of entities. So a node is this, and an entity is that. Hi, Mr. Turtle. How you doing? So there is that. And it works very well. However, Server Cleaner works a little bit too well. And like I commented, I don't know what you're doing, dude. I really don't, but I'm going to leave you there because it looks like you're having fun. The, what do you call it? I lost my train of thought, which isn't very hard for me to do. Yeah. So, what happened was, as I was going through and I was getting everything ready for the download. Yes, I put the files up see, here's one. It's a squirrel. I'm going to add the squirrels back in because I figured out the problem with, what do you call it? They're just floating away. I did figure out the problem with, so you see how these blocks are floating? What ended up happening is when I added the squirrels back in to the pets mod, all of a sudden, if I was in an area where those squirrels were floating away like that, they would drop. It was weird. It was like out of some kind of, what do you call it? Like horror movie. So anything that was up in the air, it just dropped out of the sky, which is weird. Now I'm going to show it real quickly because I'm already 14 minutes into this video, but I added a whole bunch of trees. I went through Vanessa E's Builder, Dream Builder. Now Dream Builder is no longer a mod, I guess. It's a sub game, or you can add it as a game, which I did, and it works fine. However, I cannot do a direct replacement because these street lights are from Streets 2.0. And even though these street poles are in the latest Dream Builder, these lights are not. So if I swap out Dream Builder, it is changed so much from the original Dream Builder that I'm running that it'll it damages everything. So we are looking at all this other fun stuff here. And I did a lot of area smoothing, stuff like that. Now, let us go home. Yeah. Cool. The new trees that I added, and I was a little, I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed at some of them. Let's see here. There's a willow tree. The willow tree's kind of cool, but added a chestnut tree, lemon tree. So the trees actually, I'm not seeing them. Huh. Let me try willow. There you are. Let's go find a place to plant this real quick, because this is kind of cool. So I have, oh, I already did. Like I was hoping that the cherry tree, you notice that it's really high up. Well, to fix that, if you go down 2 and then add it, and what we're going to do here is we're going to cheat, and boom. So now you notice that it's only 1 up instead of this 2, because this looks kind of weird. That's a nice tree. But there are other trees that I added that they're okay. There's a cherry tree. And I really like CG Decor's cherry tree. However, it doesn't have a round base. It has a circular base, which kind of doesn't fit the Minetest mentality. Or, you know, like these look out of place that they're circular. So let's put a hedge. No, let us put the willow tree. Or not the willow tree, the cherry tree. It looks good. If you take the branches, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try taking the branches and doing, oh, they have cherries in them. How nice. That is nice. And the lemon tree and all the other ones. But it fits in. So I'll buy my Japanese castle. I use that along with the cherry tree from CG Decor, which is right there. So it just depends on what. Ooh, I got cherries. Very cool. What you want to use with it. So let us go back here. And what we're going to do, and to prove that I'm running 5.4.1, there it is, 5.4.1. Let's go to this view here. Now you can see that I am, in fact, it's June 1st, 71.2 degrees out. And there it is, Minetest 5.4.1. Very cool. So now we're going to go back here. So what I've done is, and I'm going to put a link in the video also. What I have done, cinematic, that mod is called, is I created a blog post. You click on this file and it brings you to, I know a lot of people don't like MediaFire, but I can't find anything else that's going to allow 614 megabyte download. And it's called World's Final, RGS World's Final 0601 2021. And you download. Cool. So there's a list of instructions in the file. And what those instructions are as follows. If I go into programming here, Final Worlds, you open up the instructions and it gives everybody credit who is supposed to have credit, everything else like that. All the mods have their like credits file in them and their license file. Most of the like a 99.9% of them are GPL. Do whatever you want with them. It tells you exactly where to put the files. So please read that if you're going to do that. There's 3 folders in there when you unzip it. There's a textures folder, there's RGS, modern RGS final, and medieval final. So the texture file has these. The John Smith one is used for the medieval world. The RGS8 one is a compilation of my textures, Vanessa E's HDX textures, Polyguyana textures, all mixed in to create what you see in my world. These are the world files. The mods are in here, in the world's mods. I don't use the mods folder. I put the world mods right in there. 6 people already downloaded the old version. I did find an error. So for you 6 people that have the original file, I'm using item drop now. There's a folder in here in either Dream Builder or in here called item tweaks. And that one mod was causing all the problems. So, like I said, you'll unzip it. You'll get these 5 files. These 2 go into your worlds folder. The textures go in your textures folder. Now I can only show you on mine what that is. If I go into programming, I compile my own. So I have 3 different versions of Minetest. Here's my Minetest folder. The worlds, there's the worlds. They're in the worlds folder. And there's a folder called textures. And there's where I have all my textures. Now on a regular Linux install, I am running a Flatpak version of the game. So on Ubuntu, if you go into the dot, you have to have, check show hidden. On Ubuntu, the Flatpaks are in .var app and then net.minetest.net. And you go into there and here's my worlds folders and here's my textures folders. Oh, it's empty right now because yeah, they're there. But this is where you would add them. And then your minetest.conf files. One thing is that when using these worlds, you have to turn fire off because I like my fireplaces. And the thing is, if you have fire enabled, well, yeah, it'll start burning. I was working in the medieval world. I was doing tests on it. And the lighthouse started on fire. And I went, uh-oh. So luckily, I had a backup, which is going to be my next point. Always make a backup of your worlds and put them somewhere safe. That's the only reason why I'm able to do what I can do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into here and we're going to create a world. We're going to say new world and we're going to call it clean. And boom, it's clean. Look at that. Wow. And we're going to give me all privileges because I'm grant me all because I like to fly. I'm Mary Poppins. That's kind of a cool world. Huh. Okay, so not to make this a 5-hour video, too late. I'm going to show you what I mean about server cleaner. Oh, let's go over here. Let's go over here. So now, real quickly, we're going to exit out back to main menu, and we're going to, there's no mods in here. Cool. So we're going to go to content. We are going to go to the content DB. And I want to put something in real quick. And I don't know what I want to add here. Oh, well, let's try. So server cleaner. This is going to prove me wrong, isn't it? I should have already had this. It's not showing it. Of course. Oh, wait a minute. There it was. No, that was. All right. Here's a mod called Cleaner, which works similar to the remove unknown. Server say, server guide. I cannot find. There's another mod called Clean. That was the one I just showed. It's server cleaner. Duh. Okay, so we have that in there, and I'm also going to go back, and it's in there. Clean, select mods, and enable server cleaner. I'm also going to let's take our block. You see, I did this with another version, so it kind of didn't. I didn't pre-plan, so we're going to copy this, and we're going to go back into programming. Yes, I don't know how to use command line. Worlds, clean. No, I don't have. Oh, mods. Paste. There. These are the mods that you could use for the entire game. So what'll happen is, let's exit out, go back in. 541, the clean world, select mods. There's our block. And there is server cleaner. Oh, optional dependencies. I was going to say. And we're going to play. Cool. It loaded. If I go into my inventory, there should be. We are going to load up on donuts. Yes, we are. Oh. You know what? I should have not. I should have, we got some donuts there. Okay. So we have some donuts. We have the apocalyptic donut of doom. There's a joke story behind these donuts. So let us exit the game. We have donuts. Cool. Exit the main menu. Now what I want to do is I want to go back in here because I want to show what. Let's turn server cleaner off and let's turn that off and save that and play the game. Now what you're going to find is, oh my gosh, look at all those unknown blocks. So you can go in here and you can sit there and say, oh, I have to clean these up. Not really. Watch this. Exit the main menu, clean, select mods, server cleaner, on, save. Nice commentary. And they're gone. Except for what's in your inventory. Look at that. They're gone. There's a problem though. Like I said before, let's say I had a problem with that mod, or I was testing that mod and I reloaded our block. What would happen is, there would be, those blocks would be permanently gone. So let's say I put those mods back in, those blocks would still be gone. That's the only drawback. So what I have figured out is that use the mod just to get rid of everything and then re-enable it. That's the only thing I can come up with. So you see here I have these are my local versions of my worlds. They do take a long time to load. Let's go into content. Let's switch texture packs. Start game, medieval, and play game. I'm not kidding. It might look like that there's something wrong with the game. I assure you there is not. Unless there's a problem. Then obviously, there, but it'll warn you. If there's a problem and you can't boot the game, a big box will pop up saying, yeah, there's a problem and here's where it's at. So there is that. So, like I said, the worlds are available, and that's how Server Cleaner works. I am going to see, it's just chugging along. Huh. Oh, the game loaded. Usually when it gets to this point, it's loaded. You can tell my texture pack has changed and everything. I didn't really want to make this into a huge long video because a lot of people just don't watch the entire video. A lot of people do, and thank you. So as soon as this loads, we will go away. Come on, you can do it. Let's go back to, I don't think there's anything else that I wanted to show in the files or in the file structure. So yeah, but like I said, the worlds are available for download for people that want inspiration, and play around with it and go from there. The single player on both those worlds have all the permissions. Yeah. I might actually cut away and come back. Oh, it's loading the media. Cool. This is horrible. Let's go back to regular screen view. But this is the medieval world. And once it's loaded now, I originally started these worlds on my MacBook. I have a MacBook Air, and it's from 2015 with 4 gigabytes of memory. There's construction going on in the background. Somebody's drilling through the floors, and the it ran perfectly fine on that. Takes a little bit longer for things to load in and such, but yeah, that's to be expected. I love this world. So you can see it's loaded. I'm playing locally. There's no lag. There will be, because I said that. What was that tree? Oh, acorns. And I was playing with some willow trees out here, and there's a moo cow and such. But yeah, so far everything that I have works. I haven't run into any problems out here. The pineapple. Nice. So before adding any mods or before doing anything, especially with Server Cleaner, any kind of mod that affects your world, always go into your worlds directory and make a backup. Always back up. That's the only reason why this world that I have here has lasted for 3 years. See, there's the, I was working on this because I was trying to find out which mod didn't load. And this fire that I have on top here, because this is a medieval world and they didn't have electricity. I'm working around here because I had to replace the windows, and I saw fire. And I looked up and the whole thing was on fire. And luckily, because I had a backup, it works fine. I just reverted to the back. I fixed the problem and reverted to the backup. So in the medieval world, you got your castles, you got this town over here, you got the castles and all its glory, and you got the old section of town over here. I am going to put the coordinates in of where, because a lot of times the spawn point will change, and you start the game and you're like, wow, I am way out of where I should be. How do I get to the town? So I will put that in the description of the video, the coordinates of the spawn point. And then for anybody that does download the world, just explore. There's a lot of hidden areas. There's a lot of like the secret army bases and stuff like that. And you just have to find it for yourself. I can't do everything for you. So yeah. But I did set like the home area. And if you go to Control F5, so it's the coordinates are -897.0, comma 10.6, comma -221.0. And that's this house right here. So that's going to do it. That exit the main menu. That is what I do. Go back, use this texture pack, and we're going to get rid of this one. I don't need it. Go back to there. So that is it. The new world, everything else, everything's running. There's my Totoro. And go from there. So thank you very much for joining. And have fun. Get inspired. All that other fun stuff. Go from there. So thanks for watching. Until the next video. Goodbye.